Well, hello, everybody. It's Yolanda. It's Monday. It's time for everybody at the table 2026. I'm chuckling a little bit because I'm back. I'm back. We're back. Thank you all for checking in with me. So many of you reached out and was like, where's the podcast? Where's the podcast? So we're back. It took me a little while to get back online, longer than I thought. My respite was longer than I expected, and honestly longer than I planned, but it was good. It was necessary. I really appreciated taking the time to come back, and it's the beginning of Black History Month. So I am excited that we're kicking off the season of Everybody at the Table this month. This is our second season, our first year anniversary of Everybody at the Table. So I am super excited today. So a couple of reasons why it took me so long to get back. I was really tired. I was emotionally, mentally tired. I know that I enjoy producing this podcast, producing it at the pace of every week, along with working full time. That has been a driver in 2025. And when I stopped, it's like my body just said, okay, and released all of that energy. And it took me some time to ramp back up. Then my family was together a lot. 2025, my nephews came down for Thanksgiving, and so we were all together. And then my brother-in-law had a 60th birthday party, and then we were away for Christmas. And one of the things about being with the family that much, it was such a joy for us to spend that amount of time together in such a short span, because normally we're very busy. People have different travel plans. We're not together that much. So it was a joy. It also was a pain because it caused me to miss those who are not here any longer. My mom passed in 2021. I think you all know that. My daughter passed in 2009. And then my brother-in-law passed last year. And so while we were together as family, it was wonderful because we're very close-knit. I also had a battle of grief because it made me miss those who are no longer here, because I know every one of them would have enjoyed being together with us during that time. Then January kicked off at my job. It was so intense. I had visitors come in for Global. I had a project that I had to work on with my team for 3 weeks, and I finished that up this week. And I think that journey actually kind of pushed my creative energy back out. And so here we are. I knew we would start this month, Black History Month. I am so excited to be back because there's a lot going on. It's a lot going on related to creating access for all and the attack on people just for being human beings. We are witnessing the federal government, if you live in the United States, attack its own citizens and non-citizens for just existing and challenging the idea that you can't kidnap people and assault people and murder people because they exist, some without legal papers. To boil it down to simplicity, these are people who don't have legal papers in some cases. In some cases, they are full citizens. But hatred and bigotry and fear has caused this energy to produce such a divide in this country at this time that burdens my heart. But it also reminds me of why this podcast exists and why we need to continue to do this work. So thank you all for pushing me and for listening, because we're ready to go for 2026. A couple of things that I have lined up in relation to the goings on of the federal government and ICE. I'm going to have my sister, my friend who is Laotian, join us. She's a naturalized citizen of the U.S. and she's deeply connected to her Lao and Asian community, many of whom may be here on work visas or are permanent residents. Some are naturalized citizens. We're going to talk about what this moment feels like from her perspective and what it means to live with uncertainty attached to your identity. The federal government has turned citizenship into a bigoted, racist construct, one that continues to destroy lives and break families. It's disappointing, and I want to talk about it. I want us to be pricked with the sensitivity of heart to understand and see what we can do to help change the environment. besides vote. The midterms are coming up. Register to vote. Take your kids to vote. Convince your family members to vote Democratic so we can change what is happening through our own internal power, and we can impact the external. I'll also be talking with a woman that I met through a diversity conference last year. I call this out because it's important, but she is a white woman in the South who has built a multiracial prayer community rooted in faith. She's going to share what led her to create space where people can gather around a shared moment of humanity. For her, that shared moment is faith. For others, it may be something else. But the point is this: we have more in common than we are different. I'm really excited because I'll be talking to a millennial woman who chose to step away from the traditional corporate hierarchy and build her own table through entrepreneurship. She's doing incredible work, and she wrote a book about how you could do that work too if you're interested in entrepreneurship. She's going to talk honestly about what it took to get where she is and how you can create that space for yourself and thrive. And then, y'all, I'm releasing an Everybody at the Table coloring book. Somebody asked me, why are you doing a coloring book? And for me, it's because I color when I'm anxious. I color when I'm overwhelmed. When the energy gets too intense, I like to color. Like this past week, one of the ways I was able to regroup was to put on a show and then color. And so I think coloring transcends age, it transcends education, it transcends the barriers that written words sometimes create. And I think it's just going to be something fun to put out and to have in our arsenal to help people understand others in a different format, a different way. So I'm glad to be back. I'm glad we're back at the table. The last thing I'm going to update you on is that the conversations will be coming out every 2 weeks versus every week. That gives me a little more space to create, a little more space for me to have conversations and deliver a better product. So looking forward to seeing you. I hope to get on the road this year a little bit and have some table conversations in person for those who may be in different cities. A large part of my audience is in Atlanta because this is where I live, but then there's another large part that lives in Chicago because that's where I'm from, and then across the nation. I do have a couple of international people who listen to the podcast. Thanks again. Welcome back. Let's get it going. We get ready to kick it off with fun conversations, deep conversations, amazing topics about creating access for all. Thank you all as always. Until next time, take care and dine well.